For this video, we are going to look at solving multi-step tax and tip problems. So in this problem, we are saying that your dad is trying to calculate how much money he is going to have to pay the waitress after going out to dinner as a family. The total for the bill for all of the food and drinks cost $150. He wants to give a 20% tip to the waitress, but he also has to pay an 8% tax fee. So he wants to determine how much of a tip he will actually leave for the waitress and how much the total bill will cost. So if we think back as to which one we have to do first, we have to remember that the first thing we have to do is calculate the tip. We want to calculate the tip first, and then after we calculate the tip, then we can add the tax to determine how much he's actually going to be giving the restaurant for the total of the bill. So when we calculate the tip, first thing we have to do, we see that it is a 20% tip. So we need to turn that 20% into a fraction so that we can set up a proportion in order to cross multiply. So 20% as a fraction is 20 over 100, and that is going to equal some number, which is x, because we are trying to figure out how much a tip we have to leave, and we divide it by the total for the bill. So when you're solving this, all we have to do is cross multiply. So we first 20 times 150 is 3,000. Cross multiply 100 times x is 100x. We solve for x by dividing by 100. So we are going to get 30 equals x. So that means that the tip for the waitress is going to be $30. So we have now answered the first question, which is how much of a tip we have to leave for the waitress. So now we can look at the tax side of the problem. So after we calculate the tip, we don't really have to worry about that anymore. Now we look at the tax. For the tax, we see that there is an 8% tax fee. So just like we did with the tip problem, the first thing we need to do is change that 8% into a fraction. So 8 divided by 100, we set it up again just like a proportion. We put the x on top and 150 on the bottom, and then we have to cross multiply. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to multiply 8 times 150, which is going to give us 1,200. We cross multiply the other way, 100x, so 1,200 equals 100x. Divide both sides by 100, where we are going to get 12 equals x. So that 12 equals x is not our answer. That is how much extra we are going to have to pay because of the tax. So what we need to do to actually determine the total cost of the bill is we have to take the total and add the tax to get the final. So our total was 150 plus 12, because $12 was our tax. So 150 plus 12 is $162. So this amount right here, 162, will be the total amount for the bill for dinner.